The dream of this space is to create that social space, that educational space for both the residents of our community here and the visitors. Just to create a model to show people how you can create a space that directly puts people in nature, in the natural system, in the water cycle, in the nutrient cycle. We are creating as much as we can right here with the biology that's around us. I'm a hydrologist, so I think of this in terms of water management. The more you try and control something, the less control you have over it. There's like this scarcity of fresh water, which is crazy because we're in the jungle or in the mountains of the tropics that should create a plethora of fresh water. Pollution, mining, overdrawing more than is replenished in aquifers, and that the rainwater is no longer potable. To imagine that so many people don't have potable water from the city is really disheartening, and all we can do is get to work. We have already drainage lined up, so as rain falls on this roof, it will be captured in a cistern that we can then use, so we're not relying on very irregular, sometimes contaminated city water that only comes once a week. If we were using city water on these crops, they wouldn't all necessarily be safe to eat for everyone. We have 4 of these downspouts along this face of the building that are draining water off of our 350 plus square meter roof.
Oy! Well done.
And we are going to hit these with fittings to connect to the drain pipe that goes to a sediment trap that also fills with gray water from the house behind me. Yummy gray water.
Arena y la arena fina. Y ya por último tendremos el carbón.
And this is our much larger cistern that we'll be filling with rainwater. This is just the first step, and all of the crops we have at ground level, we'll be able to irrigate with gravity-fed irrigation. Yeah, doing this during Ramadan was definitely a challenge. Not having water from 5 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. was probably the biggest challenge. It's hot. It was March and it was hot, so. Hey corn, can I have some of your water, please? Just planted them 2 days ago. It'll be a little while, like another 2 or 5 days before they sprout. Corn is a pioneer plant. It's like a grass. It'll grow in anything. And then that'll loosen the soil up at the roots and provide structure for the bean, the pole beans, to grow up. And we planted like 3 or 4 different varieties here. So we just finished today enclosing the plastic of the greenhouse on both sides, this end and the far end. The structure has been here for about 3 weeks, and we're given the opportunity to use this space, although it is still a construction site. But it's coming along. Using the recycled materials that was almost going to landfill, we have these pipes that we use as overflow for our wicking beds. We just have enough coconuts to give an example of what this is going to look like, and that just holds the structure up. And plenty of soil from all of our digging on site. We have some starting wicking beds. These guys are tomatoes. Here we have carrots and a flower that is said to bring the right kind of pollinators for tomatoes and carrots. We found some potatoes in the garden today. And we have corn and beans that are doing well over there, just starting, a couple weeks old. Biggest takeaway is to just get started, to not get bogged down with every single detail, but to just get started with what you have available. We ended up having to buy some lumber that we were trying to avoid. We would have rather used all reclaimed wood, but when it came down to just size and finishing out the beds that we did want to get finished, you lose a lot of opportunity, like days of the growing season, literally, or rain from rainstorms. I think that you can get started and then make adjustments along the way. We have families, we have students, we have teachers, we have community members, we have neighbors that come by for dinner. I hope this inspires the children here and the families of the children to grow food in what space they can. Seeing that whole cycle where the compost of your veggie scraps in the kitchen turn into healthy soil that you can then grow food in. Just reconnecting humans with that cycle that has sustained us forever, that we are so disconnected from today. And it's little projects like this that show us how to grow food, how to capture water, and really what we need. I mean, we don't need all of the things that were sold necessarily, but we definitely need food and water. And that's what this project's all about.